Ridley, America's automatic motorcycle.
The first step is removing the transmission cover. With the number 6 Allen wrench, remove the 3 bolts from the engine cover. There are 2 near the intake and 1 in the center of the cover. Next, set the rear wheel so that it won't move. To remove the belt, push and turn clockwise on the inside sheave of the rear pulley. This will allow the belt to come off. This top view shows how the inside sheave moves towards the inside, allowing for the belt to have enough room to come off of the pulley. To remove the driven unit, first we must fold the tab washer over. Then with a 1 1/8 inch socket, we remove the nut. Once the nut's removed, the washer will come off. The washers are good for a couple of uses and then need to be replaced. Slide the driven unit off the shaft. Next, inspect the woodruff keys on the jack shaft. If this area of the jack shaft is exposed, we inspect the woodruff keys and the speedometer sender for unusual wear marks. We also inspect the bearings to make sure that the bearings are good and that the shaft doesn't have any in-play in it. Next, we remove the drive unit with a 1/2 inch Allen wrench and the bolt in the center of the drive unit. The drive unit slides directly off the shaft. While this area of the engine is exposed, we check that the 2 washers are behind the drive clutch and that the mounting plates for the transmission cover are all on. Now we install the new or remanufactured drive unit. It slides directly on the shaft on the key, and we use some medium-duty thread locker and install the bolt with the bushing. Secure the bolt firmly. Now we install the driven clutch. First, inspect to make sure that the speedometer pickups are on the back side of the driven clutch, and then slide it onto the keyed shaft. Once on the shaft, replace the tab washer and the nut. Tighten the nut and using a torque wrench, torque the nut to 50 foot-pounds. Once torqued, fold the tab washer over using a pair of channel locks, and then secure it with a metal block and a hammer. Now we install the belt. First, put it on the drive clutch. Next, on newer model driven units, you can use the clutch tool to open up the back end, or the final drive clutch. You can wrap the belt around the top side and then around the bottom. Removing the tool brings the 2 sheaves back together, closing the gap. On this second view, we'll see how the clutch tool opens up the driven unit, allowing the belt to slide down inside the driven unit. Once in at the top, you can wrap the belt around the bottom. Then remove the tool to bring the clutch sheave back to its original position. In this demonstration, we show how to put on the new transmission cover. This is a chrome cover that's optional and available on the RidleyParts.com website. The newer chrome cover replaces the polished cover, which requires a tremendous amount of upkeep. The chrome cover mounts exactly the same as the original transmission cover, with the 1 bolt in the center and the 2 bolts on the engine.
Rudden, rudden.